For 5 years, Joon hunted the man who killed his father. He finally found him bleeding out in a Seoul ER. There was just one problem. A black nurse named Zara who refused to let him die. "Step away from him," Joon ordered, gun still warm in his hand. Not until his heart beats, Zara shot back, hands deep in the man's chest. She didn't know she was saving souls most wanted. She didn't know she just destroyed 5 years of revenge. And she definitely didn't know the man with the cold eyes would become the love of her life. Now Joon has escaped. Joon demands answers. And Zara has to choose, break her Hippocratic oath to save innocence, or keep her integrity and watch people die. If you're obsessed with forbidden love and impossible choices, subscribe to Afro Soul Romance Tales right now because this story is about to get dark. And before we dive in, drop a comment telling me, would you save someone if you knew they were a killer? I genuinely want to know what you'd do. Now let me take you back to where it all began. 3:47 a.m. Seoul General Hospital. Trauma Bay 3. Zara Chin is running on fumes. 16 hours into her shift, feet killing her, coffee-stained scrubs, and exactly 13 minutes until she can collapse in her tiny Itaewon apartment. She's been working nights at Seoul General for 8 months now, and the exhaustion has become a permanent state of being. Then the ER doors explode open. Paramedics are screaming in Korean, wheeling in a man who's maybe 50 years old, expensive suit soaked in blood, bullet wound to the chest. Zara doesn't need translation. She knows exactly what this is. She's seen it too many times back in Atlanta. She doesn't hesitate. Doesn't ask questions. That's not her job. Her job is simple. Save the life in front of her. I need suction. Get me the crash cart. Her hands are already moving, chest compressions, counting in her head, watching the monitor. This man is dying and she's the only thing standing between him and death. The other nurses scramble. Blood covers Zara's hands, but she doesn't stop. Can't stop. That's when the ER doors open again. 6 men in black suits. Moving like military, like they own the space. Security tries to intervene and backs down immediately. Just backs down. No questions asked. The man leading them stops every conversation in the room. He's maybe 32, devastatingly handsome in that dangerous way that sets off alarm bells. Sharp jawline, black hair styled back, tailored suit that costs more than Zara makes in 6 months. But it's his eyes that make her breath catch. Dark, emotionless, like looking into a void. This is a man who's seen death. Who's caused death? And those eyes are locked on the man Zara's trying to save. Step away from him, he says in perfect English. His hand moves to his waist where Zara can see a gun. Now, every nurse in the ER freezes. The attending physician backs away. Even the paramedics suddenly find reasons to be elsewhere. But Zara's hands keep moving. Not until his heart beats on its own. The room goes silent except for the heart monitor and Zara's steady compressions. The man takes a step closer. You don't understand. I understand that this man is dying, Zara interrupts, glancing up at him. And I understand that if you don't let me do my job, he's got maybe 90 seconds before his brain starts dying too. So unless you want him dead, I suggest you step back. Something flickers in those cold eyes. Surprise. Maybe shock. No one talks to him like this. Before he can respond, the dying man on the gurney gasps. His eyes flutter open, and he looks directly at the man in the suit. With what has to be his last bit of strength, he whispers in Korean. Tell Joon. I'm sorry, about his father. Time stops. Zara sees it happen. The way Joon's entire body goes rigid. The way his jaw clenches so hard she can see the muscle jumping. The way his hand freezes in midair. What did he just say? Zara asks. Joon doesn't answer. He's staring at the man on the gurney like he's seen a ghost. When he finally speaks, his voice is so cold it makes Zara shiver. His name is Joon. 5 years ago, he walked into my father's restaurant and shot him in the head while my family watched. And you're saving his life. The heart monitor beeps. Steady. Strong. Joon's heart is beating on its own. Zara did it. She saved him. But looking at Joon's face, at the devastation mixed with rage in his eyes, she realizes she might have just made the biggest mistake of her life. Police arrive within minutes. They take Joon into custody, still unconscious, still alive because of Zara's hands. Joon watches them wheel him away, his expression carved from stone. Then he turns and walks out without another word. Zara finishes her shift in a daze. She keeps replaying the moment. The apology. The look on Joon's face. The realization that she just saved a murderer. She's walking to the subway at 6 a.m., still in her scrubs, when a black Mercedes pulls up beside her. The back window rolls down. It's him. Get in, Joon says. Not a request. A command. Zara's heart jumps. I don't think. Get in the car, Miss Chin. Or I'll have you put in the car. Your choice. He knows her name. Of course he does. Every instinct screams at her to run, but something in his voice tells her running would only make this worse. She gets in. The interior smells like expensive leather and subtle cologne. There's a driver up front, partition up, giving them privacy. Joon sits across from her, perfectly still, studying her. You know who I am now, he says. Joon. Your father was Min Tae-hyun. Killed 5 years ago by the man I saved tonight. Zara's proud, her voice doesn't shake. I looked you up during my break. You run the Min family organization. You're a criminal. His eyebrow raises slightly. And what else did you learn? That Joon's been missing for 5 years. That you've been hunting him. That I just saved your worst enemy's life. Silence stretches between them. Do you regret it? Joon asks finally. Zara thinks about lying, but something tells her this man would see right through it. No. He was dying. I'm a nurse. That's what I do. Even if he's a murderer? Especially if he's a murderer. Because the second I start deciding who deserves to live based on their past, I stop being a healer. I become something else. Joon stares at her for so long Zara starts wondering if he's going to have her killed right here in this car. I can't decide if you're the most principled person I've ever met or the most naive. Can't I be both? That almost smile tugs at his mouth. Almost. Joon is in police custody, Joon says. But it won't last. He has money connections. Within 48 hours, he'll be released. And when he is, he'll disappear again. Maybe for another 5 years. Maybe forever. I'm sorry, Zara says, and means it. I didn't know. You had no way of knowing. Which is why I'm not going to kill you. Zara's blood runs cold. You were considering it. Of course I was considering it. You ruined 5 years of planning. In my world, that's a death sentence. He pauses. But you were doing your job. You didn't know who he was. And watching you fight for his life, even knowing what you know now, reminded me of something I thought I'd lost. What's that? That there are still people who believe in something bigger than revenge. The words hang between them, heavy with meaning Zara doesn't fully understand yet. I'm offering you a job, Joon says. Zara blinks. What? My organization has people who get hurt. Gunshot wounds, stab wounds, broken bones. We can't always go to hospitals. Too many questions. I need someone with medical expertise who can treat my people discreetly. The pay is 10 million won per month. Zara's mind races. That's more than double what she makes at the hospital. With that kind of money, her brother Marcus could finish his leukemia treatment in months instead of the year she's been planning for. You investigated me, she says slowly. I investigate everyone who touches my world. Your younger brother needs treatment your family can't afford. I'm offering you a way to pay for it. Joon leans forward slightly. That's not a threat. It's an opportunity. Why would you offer me this? Because you had every reason to let Joon die tonight. Every reason to walk away. But you didn't. You chose your principles over safety, over self-preservation. That kind of integrity is rare in my world. And integrity, Miss Chin, is worth more than gold. Zara should say no. Should run as far from this man as possible. Should get on the next plane to Atlanta and forget this night ever happened. But Marcus needs treatment. The bills are crushing her mother. And she's only 4 months into a 12-month contract in Seoul. If I do this, I need conditions, Zara says. Joon's eyes glitter with something like respect. I'm listening. 1. I don't get involved in anything illegal beyond treating injuries. No drugs, no weapons, no killing. Medical support only. Agreed. 2. If someone needs a hospital, we get them to a hospital. I won't let someone die because you're worried about police. Agreed, with the understanding that I decide what qualifies as hospital-level emergency. 3. I need this in writing. A contract. Proof this was a legitimate medical position. Done. Zara takes a breath. And one more thing. When Joon gets out, when you find him again, you don't kill him in front of me. Min Joon's expression hardens. I'm going to kill him. That's not negotiable. I know. And I can't stop you. But I don't want to watch it happen. For a long moment, Min Joon just looks at her. Then, slowly, he nods. I can give you that. He extends his hand. Zara takes it. His grip is firm, warm, and the contact sends an unexpected jolt through her that she absolutely doesn't want to analyze. Welcome to the Min family, Miss Chin. It's Zara. If I'm going to be patching up your criminals, you might as well use my first name. That almost smile appears again. Zara. The way her name sounds in his voice does something to her insides that is very inappropriate given the circumstances. But that's a problem for future Zara. Right now, she just made a deal with the devil. The first 2 weeks are surreal. Zara keeps her hospital job during the day. But 3 nights a week, a car picks her up and takes her to various Min family properties. A penthouse in Gangnam. A warehouse in Mapo. Once, a nightclub in Itaewon with a back room that's definitely used for more than VIP service. She patches people up. Gunshot wounds mostly. Some stab wounds. Broken bones from what the men euphemistically call disagreements. Zara doesn't ask questions. She just cleans wounds, stitches skin, administers antibiotics, makes sure no one dies of infection. The men call her Min Wisenim. Dr. Min. She's not a doctor and definitely not family, but the title sticks. They treat her with respect, partly because she's saving their lives, partly because Min Joon made it very clear what happens to anyone who disrespects her. And Min Joon is there for almost every treatment. Standing in corners, watching her work with those unreadable dark eyes. Sometimes asking questions about procedures. Sometimes silent. But always there, this dangerous presence Zara becomes increasingly aware of. Because Min Joon is beautiful. There's no getting around it. And it's not just his face. It's the way he moves, the way rooms go quiet when he enters, the way he watches her like she's the most fascinating thing he's ever seen. She notices things. The way his jaw clenches when someone's badly injured. The way his hands flex like he wants to help but doesn't know how. The way he looks at her when he thinks she's not paying attention. It's distracting. And dangerous. 3 weeks in, she's stitching up a bullet graze on a young guy's arm when he winces and knocks over her supply tray. Tools scatter across the floor. Sorry, he says in broken English, looking terrified. It's fine, Zara assures him. Stay still, I'm almost done. But Min Joon crosses the room in 3 strides. You need to replace that. Boss, I didn't mean. I know. But Miss Chen's supplies are expensive and hard to replace. You'll work an extra shift to cover the cost. Understood. The young man nods rapidly. After he leaves, Zara turns to Min Joon. That was surprisingly gentle. He's young. Still learning. No point punishing someone for an accident. Zara studies him. You care about these people. They're my responsibility. My father taught me that leadership isn't about power. It's about taking care of the people who trust you with their lives. That's a good philosophy. It got him killed. The words land heavy. Zara doesn't know what to say, so she continues packing her medical kit in silence. Can I ask you something? Min Joon says. Sure. Why did you really take this job? Don't say the money. I know it matters, but there's something else. Zara pauses. No one's asked her that. You want the truth? Always. Because saving Joon has been eating at me. Every day I wonder if I made the right choice. If I saved a monster who'll hurt more people. If my principles cost someone their justice. She meets his eyes. Taking this job feels like balance. Like maybe I can save the people who deserve it more. In my world, no one deserves saving, Min Joon says quietly. We're all monsters. The only difference is some of us are honest about it. I don't think you're a monster. He laughs, but there's no humor in it. You don't know what I've done. You're right. I don't. But I know you protected that kid tonight. I know you pay for your men's families when they get hurt. I know you made sure I had a contract before I treated anyone. Monsters don't do that. Or maybe I'm just a monster who found something he wants to protect. He's standing too close now. Close enough that Zara can see the faint scar along his jawline. Close enough that her heart pounds for reasons that have nothing to do with fear. And what's that? I haven't decided yet. But the way he's looking at her makes her think he's lying. They're standing there, tension crackling, when Min Joon's phone buzzes. He glances at it and his entire demeanor changes. Goes cold. Hard. What is it? Joon. He's being released tomorrow morning. Just like that, reality crashes back in. Because Joon isn't just getting released. According to Min Joon's sources, he's mobilizing the Baek family. Calling in old favors. Preparing for war. 2 nights after Joon's release, Min Joon is meeting contacts in Gangnam when the Baek family ambushes him. There's a firefight in an alley. 3 of Min Joon's men are injured. And Min Joon takes a bullet to the shoulder. They bring him to Zara at his penthouse. He's conscious but pale, shirt soaked with blood. It's not that bad, he insists. Sit down and shut up, Zara orders, already pulling out supplies. Her hands are shaking. Actually shaking. Because this isn't some random enforcer. This is Min Joon. And the thought of him dying makes her chest tight with panic. She cuts away his shirt. The bullet went through the fleshy part of his shoulder. Missed the bone, thank God. But it's bleeding heavily and she needs to work fast. This is going to hurt. I've been shot before. Not by me. She pours antiseptic directly into the wound. Min Joon hisses through his teeth but doesn't move. Just watches her face the entire time. You're shaking, he observes. I'm fine. Zara. She looks up and the concern in his eyes nearly undoes her. I'm scared, okay? You got shot. You could have died. And I. She stops herself before she says something stupid. And you what? And I care. Which is stupid because you're a criminal and I'm a nurse and this is temporary and I'm going home in 8 months and we're from completely different worlds and... Min Joon reaches up with his good hand and cups her face, stopping her rambling. Zara. I care too. And then he kisses her. It's soft at first, tentative, giving her a chance to pull away. But Zara doesn't pull away. She kisses him back, her hands still bloody from his wound, her heart pounding so hard she's sure he can feel it. When they finally break apart, both breathing hard, Min Joon rests his forehead against hers. This is a terrible idea, Zara whispers. The worst. You're a mafia boss. And you're the principled nurse who saved my worst enemy. This can't end well. Probably not. Zara pulls back just enough to meet his eyes. So what do? We do it anyway. For 3 weeks, they exist in a strange bubble. Stolen moments between the chaos. Late dinners at his penthouse where he tells her about his father and she tells him about Marcus. Quiet conversations where she learns he wanted to go legitimate before his father died, that he reads philosophy, that he's terrified of failing the people who depend on him. Kisses that start gentle and turn desperate. Min Joon is different when they're alone. Softer. He laughs at her terrible Korean pronunciation. Teaches her how to use chopsticks properly. Falls asleep on her shoulder after 48 hours of no sleep tracking Joon's movements. And Zara lets herself believe, just for a moment, that maybe this could work. Then Joon makes his move. It starts with bodies. 3 of Min Joon's men, killed execution style. Their families spared, but the message clear. Joon is back and he's coming for the Min family. Min Joon goes into full war mode. Increased security. Moving his younger sister Minji out of Seoul entirely. He barely sleeps, barely eats, and Zara watches him transform back into the cold, calculating crime boss she first met. I need to find him before he kills anyone else, Min Joon says one night, pacing his office like a caged animal. How? He's been hiding for 5 years. I need leverage. Something he wants more than revenge. That's when Zara's phone buzzes. Unknown number. She almost ignores it, but something makes her answer. Hello. Nurse Chin. The voice is older, male, Korean accent. We haven't been properly introduced. My name is Joon. Zara's blood turns to ice. She looks at Min Joon, mouthing the name. His entire body goes rigid. How did you get this number? I know everything about you, Miss Chin. I know you saved my life. I know you're working for Min Joon. Sleeping with him. His voice is almost pleasant, which makes it more terrifying. I know about your brother Marcus. Leukemia. Such a shame. Don't you dare. I'm not threatening your brother. He's in Atlanta, far from my reach. But you? You're right here in Seoul. And you've become something very valuable to me. What do you want? Information. You treated me that night. You saw my medical records. You know about my condition. Zara's mind races back. When she'd stabilized Joon, she'd glanced at his chart. Stage 4 liver cancer. Metastatic. Maybe 6 months left with treatment. You're dying. Very good. Yes, I'm dying. Which means I have nothing to lose. And that makes me very dangerous. His voice hardens. Min Joon is going to find me eventually. But before he does, I'm going to destroy everything he loves. Starting with you. The line goes dead. Min Joon is beside her instantly. What did he say? Zara tells him everything. When she finishes, Min Joon's face is carved from stone. He's not going to touch you. I'll have security on you every second. That's not what I'm worried about. Zara takes a breath. Min Joon, I saw his medical records. He has liver cancer. Stage 4. 6 months, maybe less. Min Joon goes very still. Then he has nothing to lose. He'll go scorched earth. Kill as many of my people as possible before he dies. Unless we find him first. He needs treatment. Chemotherapy, pain management. He can't get that in hiding, which means he has to surface eventually. And when he does? This is it. The moment Zara's been dreading since that night in the ER. I know where he'd go for treatment. There's only one facility in Seoul that specializes in advanced liver cancer and would take someone with his complications. Min Joon stares at her. You could lead me to him. Yes. And you'd be willing to do that? Break your oath. Zara feels tears burning her eyes. He's threatening you. Your people. He's going to keep killing until you're destroyed or he's dead. I took an oath to save lives, Min Joon. Not just his. Lives. And if I don't tell you where he is, how many people will die? It's the impossible choice. Save one life or save many. Keep her oath or protect the people she's come to care about. Be the principled nurse or be the woman in love with a crime boss. If I tell you, I lose who I am, Zara says, her voice breaking. Everything I've built my identity on. But if I don't, innocent people die. Your men. Their families. Maybe even you. Min Joon cups her face in his hands. Zara, you don't have to do this. I'll find another way. You're not asking. I'm choosing. And I choose you. The facility is in Gangbuk, north of the river. Min Joon brings a small team. 5 men, himself and Zara. Any more would attract attention. They arrive at 2 a.m. when the hospital runs on skeleton crew. Min Joon's men disable security cameras. They move through corridors like ghosts. Zara leads them to the oncology ward, 4th floor, room 412. The door is unlocked. They enter and there's Joon, sitting in a hospital bed, fur in his arm, looking exactly like the dying man he is. But he's smiling. Min Joon, he says pleasantly. And Miss Chin. How kind of you to visit. It's over, Joon, Min Joon says, gun drawn. Oh, I've been finished for months. Cancer. He gestures at the 4. Your lovely nurse already knew that. He looks at Zara. Thank you, by the way, for saving my life. And for leading him right to me. Joon presses a button on the bed remote. The lights go out. When they flicker back on, there are 10 armed men surrounding them. Beck family enforcers, waiting in adjoining rooms. Did you really think I wouldn't know you'd come? Joon says. I've been watching you for weeks. Watching you fall in love with the woman who saved my life. It's almost poetic. Min Joon's men raise weapons, but they're outnumbered 2-1. Standoff. Here's what's going to happen, Joon says. You're going to put down your weapons and... No, Zara interrupts. Everyone looks at her. She steps forward, placing herself between Min Joon and Joon's gun. You're dying. For months left, maybe less. This is all meaningless. You killed Min Joon's father 5 years ago. He's been hunting you. And now you're dying anyway. Whether he pulls that trigger or not, you're dead in 4 months. Zara's voice is steady. So what's the point? What does killing him accomplish? Justice, Joon says coldly. Revenge. And revenge doesn't bring anyone back. It doesn't heal anything. It just creates more bodies, more grief, more sons who grow up wanting to kill the men who killed their fathers. When does it end? Joon stares at her. You think I should just let him walk away? I think you're both caught in a cycle that's destroying everyone around you. Min Joon's father killed someone you loved, so you killed Min Joon's father, and now Min Joon wants to kill you, and it goes on until everyone's dead or dying. Zara looks between them. I saved your life, Joon. Not because you deserved it, but because I believe every life has value. Even yours. Even his. And I'm begging you to let it end here. Silence fills the room. Then Joon starts laughing. Bitter. Broken. You're either the bravest woman I've ever met, or the most foolish. He looks at Min Joon. You love her. Yes, Min Joon says without hesitation. Enough to walk away? To let me die in peace and end this war. Every muscle in Min Joon's body is screaming for revenge. For justice. For the closure he's been chasing for 5 years. But then he looks at Zara. At her courage. At her hope that maybe this cycle can end differently. Yes. Enough to walk away. Joon lowers his gun. Then go. Take your men and leave. He pauses. And Min Joon? I am sorry about your father. For what it's worth. He was a good man. He was, Min Joon says quietly. And killing you won't bring him back. They leave. Outside, in the car, Zara finally lets herself shake. Min Joon pulls her close, holding her like she's the only solid thing in his world. I thought he was going to kill us, she whispers. So did I. How do you feel? Min Joon is quiet for a long moment. Empty. I thought revenge would feel like something. Relief. Closure. But it's just empty. That's because revenge is a lie. It promises satisfaction but never delivers. I'm glad I didn't kill him. Not because he deserved mercy, but because you were right. It wouldn't have changed anything. For months later, Joon dies quietly in a hospice facility in Busan. No fanfare. No revenge. Just an old man reaching the end of a violent life. Min Joon attends the funeral from a distance. Pays his respects. Leaves. That night, in his penthouse overlooking Seoul's lights, Zara asks, how do you feel? Like I can finally breathe, he admits. Like maybe I can be something other than my father's son seeking revenge. What do you want to be? Min Joon pulls her close. I want to go legitimate. Get out of the criminal side. It'll take time, but I want to transition the family into legal operations. My father wanted that for me. And, because of you, I think I can actually do it. You'd give up everything? I'm not giving up everything. I'm choosing what matters. He cups her face. You matter. More than power. More than revenge. More than anything. Zara kisses him. Soft and sweet and full of promise. I'll stay, she whispers. I'll stay in Seoul. With you. But I have a condition. Anything. I want to open a free clinic. For people who can't afford healthcare. I want to do what I came here to do. Save lives. Min Joon smiles. A real, genuine smile that makes him look younger than she's ever seen. Done. I'll fund it. Protect it. Make sure you have everything you need. Even if I treat your enemies? Especially if you treat my enemies. That's who you are, Zara. And I love you exactly as you are. 1 year later, the Mincheon Free Medical Clinic opens in Itaewon. It serves the international community, the uninsured, the forgotten. Zara runs it with the same fierce determination she brought to that ER the night she saved Joon. Min Joon keeps his promise. The Min family transitions to legitimate business. Real estate, entertainment, legal imports. It's slow and messy and complicated. But he's doing it. And at night, he comes home to Zara. To the woman who showed him that strength isn't just about power. It's about choosing mercy when you could choose violence. She saved his worst enemy. And in doing so, she saved him too. Not from death. From becoming a man consumed by revenge who lost everything good in his life. One evening on their balcony, Zara says, I got a call from Joon's daughter today. Min Joon tenses. And? She wanted to thank me. For trying to save her father. for convincing you to let him die in peace. She said he talked about you in his last days. That he regretted what he did. That he hoped you'd find happiness. Did he mean it? Does it matter? Joon thinks about that. No, I suppose it doesn't. He's gone. I'm here. And I have you. Zara leans into him. I love you, Joon. I love you too. My principled, stubborn, beautiful nurse who saved my worst enemy and somehow saved me in the process. They sit there as soul lights twinkle below, two people from different worlds who found something real in the chaos. It wasn't easy. It wasn't simple. And it definitely wasn't conventional. But it was theirs. And that was enough. And that's where our story ends. The Seoul Mafia boss and the black nurse who saved his worst enemy found their happy ending, not through revenge, but through choosing love over violence, mercy over justice, and each other over everything else. So here's my question for you. Did Joon make the right choice? Did Zara betray her oath or uphold it? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I genuinely love hearing your perspectives on these impossible moral dilemmas. If you love the story, check out our entire playlist of dark mafia romance stories. We've got Korean mafia bosses, Italian mob princes, Russian bratva leaders, all falling for women they absolutely shouldn't. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe to Afro Soul Romance Tales. We're building something special here, a community of people who love morally complex romance, diverse representation, and stories that make you feel. Your subscription genuinely helps this channel grow and lets me create more content like this every single week. Hit that like button, turn on notifications so you never miss our next upload, and comment your favorite moment from this story. I read every single comment and I love connecting with you all. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful for this community we're building together. Until next time, this is Afro Soul Romance Tales reminding you that love doesn't always make sense, but sometimes that's exactly what makes it worth fighting for. See you in the next story.